the sort of beginning of all of it is a long process where we do what we always do. We combine a piece of Shakespeare with something else. And oddly enough, this time we're combining Shakespeare with COVID protocols, which is not something I thought I would ever be doing, but it's a really interesting creative process. It will be a different year, and for us that's really exciting, because sometimes when you get rules put on you, you get to be really creative within those rules and make something unique, something different, and that's an excitement for us as artists. It'll be a very different kind of feeling show, and I think a really exciting one for people to see, and we love it when we can show people a different way to do Shakespeare, and this is another one of those, so it'll be fun.
Generally, you don't have to worry about social distancing, and we have a finite amount of space on stage, and we had to keep them all sort of 2 meters apart, and that's basically the design sprang from there. It's like, okay, here's the circle, this is where they fit, there's the 2 meter mark, what can we stick inside of that? So the set itself consists of 5 platforms for the actors on stage. There's 2 platforms downstage for Lady M and Macbeth, and then upstage we have 3 other platforms that the rest of the actors, the other 3 actors, will sort of live on during the play, and they're basically covering all the other roles. The platforms themselves are all various heights, so we start off at 12 inches high for Lady M, and then they go up in 6-inch increments, with the highest one being sort of up center at the back of the stage.
When people talk about like, oh, what's sort of the theme, or what are they doing with Shakespeare this year? And I'm like, we're adapting to COVID, that's what we're doing. But I think the adaptation is really cool, and we're all on our own little platform, so we all have our own little playing space and bubble that we can't go outside of. So we're making a lot more stylized choices, which I find really fun and exciting and fun to play with, is getting my creepy witch body. I think because I come from an indie background, I'm used to working with shows where you're playing multiple people. But I think for us, it's just keeping track of who you are at what moment and making sure you have really clear physicality and vocal differences to make it so that the audience understands who I'm trying to portray at a given moment.
It wasn't so much that I wanted to be part of the first Shakespeare show post-pandemic, or coming out of the pandemic. It was the fact that I wanted to be a part of Shakespeare at any point in any capacity. I feel especially honored to be a part of this, to be on the new site with this specific cast. Like, this is Ken Talon's last show, as far as I know. This feels historic. In order to be in this stage, in this cast, I'm being asked to elevate myself, basically bring my game up higher, which is honestly, it's a challenge I enjoy. And the idea of bringing forth different characters really is trying to gain some sort of understanding from the characters themselves.
There's 5 actors on stage telling the whole story of Macbeth. The actors are physically distanced from each other on stage. There's no props. They have to play all the characters. So it's 90 minutes long. There's no intermission. So it's this really wonderful, in some ways, compact production of Macbeth.
I think everybody's really excited, but I think we're also very nervous because it is the first thing to come back, that we really want it to make it special for the audience, because it's going to be the first time that they've experienced live theater in a room in over a year as well. So if people are coming out and are experiencing and sharing this moment with us, I think making it absolutely worth it is really important.